Welcome back, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the insights from our first session and are feeling inspired to rethink what's possible with AI in the classroom. As we didn't just learn about AI today, we reimagined what learning can be. Badalti Siksha, Badalte Sikshak, where tech meets purpose in the classroom. We are now moved to part two of our theme, Generative AI for Teaching and Learning Purposes. Once again with the insightful Mr. Abhishek Bagchi. For those joining us now, Mr. Abhishek Bagchi is the esteemed principal of Presidency School, Bangalore. He is an education leader with over 25 years of experience. He has held key positions at GEMS Education, Pearson, the Birla Group, and MIT Pune, and has mentored thousands while helping establish schools across the country. A renowned speaker on 21st century skills and social emotional learning. His school at home model has a benchmark during the pandemic. He is also a passionate writer, photographer, and musician, and a strong voice for innovation in education. In this session, we go further, exploring how to use generative AI ethically, practically, and powerfully to create real impact in everyday teaching and learn to harness AI's potential to build engaging, personalized learning experiences and empower both teachers and students. So don't forget to participate in the quiz on 31st May after the final session. We will share the quiz link with you once the final session on 31st May concludes. So let's go through with the housekeeping rules. Participants will be muted throughout the entire session. Please ensure you have a pen and paper to note important information. The chat box will be only be enabled during the question and answer round as required by the speaker. To receive your e-certificate, please fill out the feedback form that will be sent to your registered email ID. Don't forget to participate in the quiz on 31st May after the final session. We will share the quiz link with you once the final session on 31st May concludes. Stand a chance to win Amazon vouchers worth up to rupees 25,000. So without further ado, let's move to the session and explore how generative AI can truly empower the way we teach and the way students learn. Mr. Bakshi, we are excited to learn from you. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, each and every present here. Special thanks to S. Chad for organizing such a wonderful session. I know the time is very less; it's like 1 hour, but we'll try to do as much as possible in this stipulated time. Yes. So again, good evening, each and everyone. I would like to share my screen here so that you can see the presentation and we can start straight away. Okay. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the chats are like switched off now, so I'm not going to ask any questions to start with, but straight away go to the. So let's understand, like before we go into it, like it is generative AI for teaching and learning purposes. The generative AI is a big term, but we try to understand that where and how the artificial intelligence can be useful to our daily lives as an educator, as a teacher. And in addition to that, we're going to understand what are the guardrails, what are the things that we're going to be careful about when you are implementing artificial intelligence. So already we have finished just now one session, and I'll just go through the what we have discussed in the session in a very a little fast manner, so that we can go directly to the use of AI and a direct examples with tools and everything. So yes, let's start. So this is me, and you can take down my email ID if it's required. You can contact me, my LinkedIn profile. So I'm a researcher in AI and an educator with huge interest in what is happening around the world. My PhD topic is impact of artificial intelligence in K-12. This is what we're going to do today. As I said, that the first three features overview have already been covered in the first session, but I'm going to go through that in a very fast way so that you don't miss out. But we'll be majorly concentrating on prompt engineering basics, and AI tools in education. So to start with, introduction to AI. Most of you know, already have heard, and it's like the buzzword today, artificial intelligence. And to understand, and you must have a lot of theories in your head, but please understand this is the first time in the history of evolution that something that human being has come up with, which is mimicking the human intelligence. I use the word mimicking because so far we have not reached a situation where the that particular engineering, that particular concept discovery has not yet making their own or constructing their own intelligence yet. Maybe in future we will see that. So this is what the present situation or present definition of artificial intelligence is. Artificial intelligence is not a threat, but the depreciation of human intelligence, which we can call it natural stupidity, is a bigger threat. So we need to understand what are the areas that we need to be careful and what are the areas that artificial intelligence can equip us, can help us to move forward. So this is the major artificial intelligence, like the four major components: machine learning, neural network, natural language processing, NLP, and robotics. I'm not going into the technical details, but machine learning is something which is like the most important factor here. The reason behind it is actually treating you two different types of artificial intelligence. One is a generative AI and another is predictive AI. What is predictive AI? The predictive AI is something which we are doing it from a long, long time. Artificial intelligence is not a new term. We are using predictive AI since maybe 60s, early 50s, early 60s, late 50s, like when the expat system was there. It was, we went into an AI winter in between where there was hardly anyone talking about AI. Though I would rather credit Alan Turing for talking actually something which is similar to present AI. In the 30s and 40s, like Alan Turing was, you can say that father of actually artificial intelligence. And we have the Turing test to understand the intelligence level also, to actually differentiate between a machine and a human. The test is called Turing test, named after Alan Turing, a legendary scientist. But when it came to 90s, again we started talking about artificial intelligence, but still the world was not ready, the machines were not ready, the hardware was not ready. So predictive AI, which means that if you are keeping on working on certain kind of routine, then what will be the next step that a particular entity can take? So that's what a predictive AI is, which machines have already become very, very efficient even in 90s to do that. What happened in 2011-12 was something remarkable. So that was a time when the hardware started coping up with the requirements of artificial intelligence, where thanks to NVIDIA and all, so they have started giving us the power to run the software or run the code that is actually, we call it large language model or generative AI. So this generative AI, by the way, generative AI is what we are doing today in ChatGPT and all. I'm not going to the technical details, just to make you understand. The predictive AI was a supervised learning where human being was giving feeding instructions and the machine was learning. But generative AI has the power to learn by themselves in an unsupervised format. You saw this machine learning part. So that in that machine learning, the generative AI components are capable of learning themselves by themselves, which in technical term we call deep learning. Enough of theory. Going to the three types of artificial intelligence as far as functionality is concerned, operational concerned, artificial narrow intelligence, which is the present situation, artificial general intelligence, or the big shots or the big companies, technocrats, scientists of the world. For them, this is the holy grail. They're all looking for it. Some of them are predicting we will reach artificial general intelligence in 5 years. Some of them are telling 10 years. But everyone is sure that we will be reaching artificial general intelligence in at least 10 years. What is that? That is where the machine intelligence will actually match or cross the human intelligence. Now, already the machine is defeating the world champion in chess, right? So how it can, why can't we say that they are more intelligent than human? Actually, no, because that chess software or the chess artificial intelligence software is only specialized in playing chess. They are not like human being with multiple intelligence present inside one entity. So we are developing machines now which are capable of doing handling multiple intelligence in multiple modality, like with 5 sense organs and more. So that is the age that we're going to see in next 5 to 10 years, which is remarkable. I don't know, it will be a different world altogether. Artificial super intelligence, we don't know, whether when it will come, but that is also, like people have started realizing that that is also a possibility in near future where machine will have consciousness or self-awareness. There is a possibility. Impact of AI in education. Now, coming direct to education, this is an overall of what is artificial intelligence. Now, what is the impact of artificial intelligence? Let's see that. The present and future. Yeah, that's a funny cartoon, but you must have had at least one student anywhere in one of the classes, like trying to use artificial intelligence and maybe doing it successfully or messing it up. Now let's see this data here. It's very interesting data. This is not a very old data, actually. This is done in a couple of years back. And this shows that only 49% of the times today, human being like the teachers are in touch with the students, direct interactions. So this is a kind of alarm because these are counterintuitive to what we're going to create a better education system using the artificial intelligence as a tool. It does not mean that okay, if you've got a very powerful tool, rather I don't call artificial intelligence as a tool, rather I will call artificial intelligence as a companion rather than a tool. But even if you have a companion and you spend more than 50% of the time with that, whatever whoever the companion is, it may be a parent or a husband, wife, or anyone, and if you're more than 50% of the time of your day, if you're spending with that person regularly, it will be a bitter relationship, I'm sure about. So it is important, or rather less than 50%, sorry, and like so if you're not giving enough importance to the relationship, then there is a problem. So it is important for the teachers to give a proper, proper, attention to the students. These are the kind of educated guess with what will happen in next 5 years, 10 years, and 15 years. Next 5 years, you will find the technology getting more seamless. It will not be a separate entity. There will be no training sessions like this to get yourself updated on technology. Rather, it will be a kind of, it will be integrated with your peer examinations, it will be integrated with your daily expectations that what teachers are doing. Just like as you use books in your curriculum, technology will be a part of that. That will be your next 5 years prediction. The education will become more personalized. By meaning of personalized, that will be respecting the learner profiles more, the multiple intelligence more. That does not mean that the collaboration will be neglected or ignored. That's also an integral part of your teaching learning. But what will happen in next 10 years, the whole majority of the teachers will lose the job. And that's a taken. And that does not mean that the teaching profession will disappear. No, that should not be misinterpreted. The majority of the teachers will lose the job, but majority of the teaching profession will transform themselves into something new, something different. And that's what actually will be a hybrid method of learning, where teachers will be important, but teachers will be important as a guide, as a coach, as a mentor. So that is kind of and we'll come to that later on. And 15 years, we can't say what is going to happen in 15 years. These are kind of, again, educated guess on what is going to happen in next 5 years. You can read it out. I'm not going to go into the details. But what is most important and most interesting for me is like when I wrote the fourth point. I think that is important for you. Teachers will be replaced by mentors, learning curators, learning partners, user interface designers, community designers, and these are the possible roles that will emerge in education sector. And we as educators will try to adapt with that system. Please don't get me wrong. You will not see the 100% of the education system or formal education changing into this. There will always be schools will be or education platforms which will be exactly like what is happening maybe 10 years, 15 years back. And we can see that even today. Since 90s, all the educators are shouting their lungs out, like they're screaming on converting the system into a student-centric system. All top educators are saying that. But can you guarantee that today's all schools are student centric? No. There are many schools which are still chalk and duster and still chalk and talk format. So we need to understand that no matter how much progress we make, there will always be some elements which are stuck in the past, which are stagnant. So yes, there will always be schools which will be doing what they're doing today, but there will be progressive schools. There will be better opportunities for the teachers to go to a next level, not only financially, but also in a social aspect. Okay, so who is going to get flushed out? Let's see. Curriculum designers, lecturers, and specifically the higher education lecturers. We are not touching higher education in this presentation, so I'm not going there, but there is a tremendous amount of higher education lecturers which will not be required. And tuition teachers, because tuition teachers, that whole tuition concept got created for personalized education, high quality information and personalized education, which can be replaced by any kind of artificial intelligence software. Who will be surviving? The early childhood educator, at least for the next 10 years. You can be rest assured, if you're any early childhood educator listening to me, you can actually be, go to sleep at peace. But that does not mean that you don't improve yourself. 10 years is a small time frame. Physical educators, definitely, they will always be in demand. Subject specialists, no matter what you do, no matter what technology comes, we will require subject specialists because of two reasons. To teach the technology what actually how the content will be developed, and also to validate what is coming out of the technology. So these to satisfy these two criteria, the subject specialist will always be. Then comes the learning curator, will be the link between all the subjects that are scattered all around, and then socio-emotional and cultural leaders. Definitely the highest form of leaders in this world are these leaders who has the socio-emotional cultural skills. Using AI in education. Now, how you can convert this AI usage in education category? Let's see. This is an interesting data. You can see 2022. These are the chat bots, or these are the AI bots in the left-hand side, Grammarly, Quillbot, Zero GPT, and Originality. In 2022, hardly anyone was using it. But just 3 years after, in India, and this is in the context of India, just 3 years after, look at the percentage people are using it already. 80% of the content which are coming out of today's world is being checked by Grammarly. At least, like, there are almost close to 1,000 participants here, 700 participants. At least I know 50% of you have used Grammarly some point of time. I'm sure about. So this is what the technology is going towards, good and bad. That's a debatable matter. Like, we can do it afterwards. How the students are using it? Let's see. And it is the world data. 86% of the students said that they have used AI, and 54% said that they have used AI in their studies. Interesting. And this is 2024. I'm absolutely sure that this data has crossed 65% in 2022. I did a survey in my school in Presidency Banshankari in Bangalore, and I found out that more than 50% of my students are already using ChatGPT, and this is India I'm talking. If you take the whole world in consideration, the number has crossed 65%. Sure. Very interesting, right hand side, if you can see, then 2024, the use of AI to enhance learning was in 8th position. If you see number 8 in 2024, but within 1 year, it has jumped to 4th position. So look what is happening. So already artificial intelligence softwares are being used to enhance learning, whether they have been used by the parents, by the students, and by some smart, progressive teachers and schools. So whoever is listening to me, if you're an educator, please buckle up. It is changing very, very fast. It's the first time in the history of evolution, the change is happening very fast. Human being has seen a lot of changes throughout their whole period of existence, but it's the first time the change is incredibly fast. So you need to get adapted. You don't have time in your hand. These are the top uses of AI in education. Definitely the generating educational content and organizing a class with a lesson is topping it. This also may change in couple of years. I'm not going to the details here, but this will also see a little bit of change in future. This is an important slide for all the educators. Please note it down. This is a very extremely important slide for you. It's actually setting the clear expectations, the clear policies and expectations. So whether before you start using, the educators start using your artificial intelligence in your work, the first thing that you should do is to set the guardrails. Without the guardrails, you'll be falling, or you and your students will be falling into a pit which is extremely deep, like a Grand Canyon. It will be very difficult to come out of it. We have seen the similar kind of cases in case of social networking, what is happening today. And so we don't want to repeat that same mistake here. So educators, be very, very careful. Social networking still took 10 years of time to penetrate. This particular concept of artificial intelligence will not even take 5 years. So be very careful, set the expectations, set the policies, set the expectations, set the guardrails, set the ground rules. Very important. Next, promote transparency and dialogue. Do not keep anything hidden. If you are using ChatGPT to make a lesson plan, have a discussion. Because if you are making a ChatGPT using lesson plan and you don't know how to write a proper prompt, then it can be a dangerous thing. Your quality of lesson plan will be very poor, or your output will also be very poor. So if you're using it, have a very uh, like platform, and always keep the dialogue open. Foster intrinsic motivation. That's the best part of artificial intelligence. You can have lot of learning abilities developed. The growth mindset can come back to you if you start learning it, because there is infinite amount of knowledge which it can provide to you, and it is an fantastic companion which can help you at any time in your life getting any kind of knowledge. And last but not the least, ensure inclusive teaching. This is a tool, this is a companion which can help you create an extremely inclusive teaching, whether there is a huge percentage deficiency of teachers in India and in the whole world. Millions and millions of teachers are not available, where the students actually require training. So this can be an extremely inclusive tool, inclusive medium to reach out to those students and give them quality teaching learning. Even if the teachers are available in many areas, the teachers' quality is very extremely poor. So we can say that more than 50% of Indian students, whether urban or rural, are not getting quality teaching exposure. If maybe the percentage will be made much higher. So this is the opportunity that we can actually make education inclusive. The onus lies on us educators, that how we do it. Benefits of AI for teachers. These are these are things that we have already discussed just now, like personalized learning, adaptive learning, increasing student engagement. So using the artificial intelligence, you can reach these milestones when it comes to enhanced teaching learning, when it comes to streamlining teacher work, data-driven insight. I don't expect my teachers to become data specialists. That will be a very wrong thing to do. They are already specialists in the subject, supposed to be, and already should be a specialist in the subject called education. We should not, no school should actually force your teacher to become a data specialist, but when the data is there available, then how to find out, how to do the analysis of it, how to find out insight, how to get the insight from the data. There are fantastic AI tools which can do it for you. And then automation of the administrative task and many other areas. Now, this is a very important diagram. All this, by the way, all these diagrams, I have, jotted down the points, and using an AI software, I've created these diagrams. I'll show you how to do it. So analyzing and grading assessments, there are fantastic tools to grade your assessments, not only an online test, but also the pen and paper test. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. You can actually scan your pen and paper test, and that can be graded today. And we are talking about today. In another 2 to 3 years, I don't know what is capable of doing. And that particular tool for the educators is free. I have registered in that tool already, registered with that software, and it is not asking for any money from me yet. I don't know, it will be asking maybe later on, but now they are not asking because I have registered within my official email ID, using my official email ID and using my school profile. So that is not asking because it's an educator profile. Content creation, whether it is lesson plan, whether it is any kind of teaching learning tool that you want to create, it's one of the best ones. Designing assessments. Yeah, ma'am, like we have raised a hand, we'll take the Q&A at the end of the training. We'll take a Q&A. Please keep your question parked. We'll take your question very soon. Designing assignment and assessments, brilliant tool it is. I'll give you one demonstration very soon, like how to create a brilliant assignment and assessment tool. Designing assessment criteria, creating rubrics, a brilliant tool for doing that. Designing multimedia, whether you're trying to create a short video or any kind of voice, again, a brilliant tool using multiple languages. Creating innovative pedagogies, automating the administrative tasks, and facilitating students' learning. You can even use students into the learning process. Future, the teachers should be co-creators. Along with your students, the students should be co-creators of knowledge. Now, it should not be a one-way traffic. Coming to the next part, which is, yeah, these are the assessment things you have already seen. Now, you have already know this, but there are two things that I want you to notice here. One is like predictive analytics. I'll give an example. Suppose you have a set of students whose data is getting analyzed by AI last 1 year. The marks and the scripts, answer scripts, and everything you are feeding to the AI, and AI is giving you a lot of insights. The next step is, after say 1 year or X number of days, the AI will start predicting what are the mistakes that students are actually making, and provide that feedback to the student and the teacher both, so that the student and the teacher both know that in the upcoming examination there is a possibility the student will make the same mistake, and then the student should be more careful and will be prepared for that. So isn't it amazing? Doing this by a teacher for approximately say 30 students in a class for 5 classes, like 150 students, is a Herculean task, and it's a very tough ask. But you have the tools to do that for you, right? And you can actually create, with this process, you can create self-learners and the students who can create their self-assessments. These are the points that you should be careful while making a lesson plan. We are moving towards the lesson plan creation. So these are the points which will be very careful. Is it differentiated? Curriculum alignment, real-time updates, emergency plans, what is that? Suddenly principal said, okay, I'm coming to your class to observe the lesson that we are supposed to do maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Like you can use this tool, in 2 minutes you can get the plan. Then cross-curricular clean. So these are the properties of a lesson plan, which you can easily get with the help of artificial intelligence bots. These are automations that is possible by any educator, whether you are a teacher or you are in an administrative post. These are automation which is possible even today. In another next 2 to 3 years, this will become extremely easy, and a large share of our time which we use in doing all that administrative work can actually be reduced through lots of AI bot agents. Now, what are AI agents? Like so far, what you have seen in generative AI, you ask a question and they give you an answer. You ask a prompt, they give you an answer. You ask something from them, they give it to you. Now, the next stage is already started. The next stage is they will be starting to do work for you. For example, whether booking tickets or sending emails or contacting a person which you are scheduled as per your calendar, automatically starting a meeting. So these agents will start becoming very powerful, and they will start doing work for you, provided you have given them the access and accepting or validating or vetting the work which is supposed to done. Maybe, like you can create a system where they will ask you the last question that can I move ahead with the work? If you say yes, it will be done, right? That's just like it. You don't have to spend time. You just have to click yes. That's it. So that kind of world is coming up, where your phone, your present mobile phone, your laptops, your operating system, and all the software that you're using is going to tremendously transform and will become completely new things. So if you're planning to buy a very latest smartphone, please hold on. In next 5 years, all the smartphones are going to change very fast. Okay, so how AI technology affect education and what are biggest challenges? This is very interesting. 64% of says that AI can replace teachers. But 63% also says that quality of education is deteriorating. And 74% is saying that access to education is easier. So it's a no, we started 2 years back, 2023, we started with a lot of denial that okay, this is a gimmick, artificial intelligence is a gimmick. So there was a lot of denial around us. We have entered a stage of confusion, and maybe in future, in another 1 or 2 years, we'll enter the stage of panic. So it is from denial to confusion to panic we are moving. To avoid this situation, only one thing you can do: unlearn, learn, and relearn. Don't panic, just keep learning and updating yourself. These are some of the risks. I'll come to that risk later on in another slides, but I want to, this is a very interesting and very important slide here. The AI interaction guidelines. I would like you to read it in a clockwise manner. AI is a companion, not as a tool. The moment you consider it as a companion, you'll be able to. The reason I'll tell you, because why? Because when we do something, we make mistakes. And as a companion, our AI will learn from us. And as we learn and as we learn, get better, our companion will get better. And they will also help us to get better. So it's kind of a mutual relationship that we create with them. Right? So treat it as a companion, not as a bot. Polite language, extremely important because they are learning from you. Remember, some recent research says that ChatGPT is spending millions and millions of dollars just because the people are using please and excuse me and thank you and all those stuff. But that is okay. It is required because that is how you're training the bot for the future. You're training artificial intelligence to also become polite. Feed the accurate information. Don't ask horrible questions. If you're asking something that must be relevant, don't ask that why can't we have, say, unicorn as a pet? That makes no sense. So feed accurate information. Don't subscribe to the WhatsApp University. Ask the right questions. It is very important. The better questions you'll be asking, the better answers you'll be getting. As simple as this. Validate the information coming out of AI. Don't just take it for granted, at least not now. There are a lot of biases present. There are a lot of hallucination happening. So whatever you're getting, it's a very, very interesting information, but validate that. Regulate the AI usage. Don't make it like the AI will be taking up 70-80% of your time and learning, or your students learning. You need to regulate it for you and for your students also. Stay updated. There are tremendous amount of changes happening. It is just last week news that Gemini has come up with tremendous. Gemini is a AI bot for Google. They're coming up with some incredible updates and in their own software. So they have, like, one example I can give you. Now you can actually based on whatever your history of replying to the emails. Like for example, if your manager, your principal, or anyone is writing a mail to you and expecting an acknowledgement, which you should do, then you can actually automate the whole process. Your AI can do it for you. You don't have to do it. So the Gemini, which is a Google product, and Gmail is another Google product. Same thing Microsoft will come up with very recently. So they can do it automatically. And prioritize human intelligence. As I said, it's not the artificial intelligence which is the threat. It's a human stupidity which is. So still now, at least for another next couple of decades, human intelligence will still be relevant and important because the experiences we carry, the evolutionary experiences we carry, the AI does not have. So it is very important to materialize, to use that experience in a proper way, and not to make the mistakes that our ancestors have made. When not to use AI. I've told you how to use AI, not to use. As a teacher, don't use AI if you are unclear about the learning outcomes. It will not give you a right result if you don't know the learning outcomes. Don't use AI if you are not sure about Bloom's taxonomy. Don't use AI if your pedagogical skills are poor. Don't use AI if you're uncertain about the learner profile setting in your classroom, because you won't be able to write a proper form to get the right result. Don't use AI if you're inadequate in checking for understanding. You will not even know which question is good, which question belongs to which layer of Bloom's. if you're unprepared to update an AI output, don't, or validate an AI output, don't use AI. It may be possible that you don't have the bandwidth to validate that, but there are several platforms, there are several portals available to validate the information. Please go through that. Please make sure that your information is validated, is checked before you are sending it the information back to your or to your students. Please do that. Don't take AI outputs as absolute. And unwilling to consult experts. There are a lot of experts. That's why, like, thanks to HR, they are doing just such kind of orientation, such kind of training, where you get opportunity to talk and to actually listen to someone who is spending more time into this particular. Now coming to a very interesting area, which is prompt engineering. So whatever you do, no matter what tools you use, it will be you have to write a prompt, and that's the key. You know how you're writing a prompt. What is a prompt? Prompt is the message or a question that you write and ask AI to give you the desired output. Now the desired output may be in your mind, but unless and until you are extremely sure what exactly you want, number one, and until and unless you can structure that desired output in your mind, you won't be able to write a proper prompt. That's why we call it prompt engineering. Let's see. Yeah, that's funny. So we are prompting about the prompt also. Yes. Now there are several prompt structures or prompt frameworks. One framework is Coaster. It is a very popular framework. You don't have to remember this because I'm going to give you an easier framework to remember. These are the frameworks which came initially. The Coaster framework, where when you're writing a prompt, you are careful about the context first, which is the background of the program or process in which the product will be used, the background, then objective or the task, the goal, the style, which genre or textual format, like you want a text-based output, you want an image output, you want a tabular output, or which format output you want. The tone, are you using the professional tone or a formal tone or a casual tone, like that. Who are the audience, the first and user of the output, and response format, what format you want. But I'm giving you further easier methods, This is a little complicated to understand. This is a little more easier than the previous one, this format, where you are careful about the role. When you're starting a prompt, start with a role. Role means, can you see the marking here on the screen? The pink one. We're starting with you are an experienced LinkedIn marketing strategist. That's a role. So as a teacher, you will start with, you are a K-12 teacher studying this particular subject in particular grade. That's your role. That's the starting point of a prompt. What is the context? Context is to explain the ChatGPT or any bot why you want the response you want, than what you plan to do with it. For example, the next sentence will be, in this lesson plan context, the next sentence will be, I want to create, or you want to create a lesson plan for this particular grade so that we can use a teacher can use, you can use it in your lesson delivery or something like that. Then comes your examples. Best is if you can give a little bit of example while designing the prompt, like, for example, I want this to happen. And then comes and during the example also, you can actually give the whole lesson plan format, the lesson plan format that your school follows, like you have a learner outcome. And by the way, like in the context, you should mention the learner outcome also. That's very important in case of a lesson plan. When it comes to example, you should mention the starter activity format. You should mention the main teaching format. You should mention the check for understanding format and so on as part of your lesson plan format. Then comes the style. What will be the writing style? Will it be a formal style, or it will be a, of course, when you're writing a lesson plan, it will be a formal style. So it will give you a formal style. And last, the format. Do you want it in a text-based format, or in a tabular format, or in some kind of different format, or maybe a poster? They are good in making posters these days. So this is one type. There is an easier type than this. It's very easy to remember. It's called RACE framework. What is that? Mention the role first, then mention the action, then mention the context, and then execute. Very similar to the before, but more condensed and more easier to remember. First, start with the role, then what action you want them to perform, what is the context where you can give the example, and which style and format you want for the execute. It's like starting from who, what, why to how. I hope till then till now it is clear, it is okay. This is an example of an okay prompt to a best prompt, the same thing, like it's an example of a lesson plan. So the okay one is a lesson plan about multiplying fractions from fifth graders. I'm sure that some of your teachers are using this kind of prompt, which is okay, but not a good prompt. What can be better? The same prompt as an expert mathematician, which is the role, mind it. Starting with the role, an expert as an expert mathematician and a teacher, skilled in designing engaging learning experiences for upper elementary students. That is the context where this teacher belongs to. Teacher belongs to the upper elementary students, which is the context. Then comes the design a lesson plan, your action part, whereby multiplying fractions for fifth grade students. This is a good prompt, but not a very good prompt. Why? Because it is lacking examples and it's lacking the style also. It is not even telling the AI what kind of output you're looking at or what is the structure of the output. Now look at the best part. You are an expert mathematician, same thing, design an accessible lesson plan about multiplying fractions. That's okay. For grade students interested in soccer, they have given an example, a little bit extended one. The lesson would include a hands-on activity and frequent opportunities for collaboration. There is more description given here. And last, it is also telling the format. Format your response in a table. This is a much better prompt. The same uh, desired output that we are looking at. The third one is much better. So let's prompt. Let's see. Let's prompt and see. If you have your mobile phone or laptop in front of you, you can also start it. What we do, I'll go to my chat GPT and I'm going to see what we can prompt. Let's see. I'm going to open my chat GPT and I'm going to prompt, try to create, I'm going to try to create a lesson plan. Let's see. So I'll start with, you are a K-12 Indian school teacher of grade 6, teaching, say, English, or not English, teaching, say, chemistry. I'll make it grade 8. You need to design a lesson plan on the topic, say, molecular structure for grade 8. The learner outcome. So we have crossed the role part. Now we are going to the, remember race, the action part. The learner outcome of the lesson will be identifying and comparing different metals as per their atomic structure. The lesson must have a starting activity to the topic, uh, main teaching methodology with main teaching inquiry based logic, and check for understanding questions that to understanding and analysis level of blooms. Now you're understanding what is happening. If you don't understand blooms, your output will not come out back, nicely. And to end with the last part, which is the structure part, design the lesson plan in a format of a table. Now, this is a very simple prompt I've written. You can get a much better with an example and everything. Let's see what it does, how it makes it. Yeah, see, I've not mentioned the 45 minutes. They're mentioning it there. They have given a starter activity. They have given an inquiry-based learning task. They have given a guided discussion here. Check for understanding. And they have added a plenary also with it. And I can make a printable version of this table also. So isn't it amazing? Now, of course, this may not be a fantastic lesson plan, but it's a good start. You get the lesson plan. Now you have a pedagogical skill. Now you can actually build your own lesson plan. You can build on this, provided, as I said, like it is important that if you don't use AI, if you do not have the pedagogical skills, if you do not know what exact questions to ask, but this can be a very good start for any educator, any lesson plan designers, and any teacher. So there are some bad prompts and good prompts. As an example, you can look into it. So when you're writing prompt, be very careful what kind of prompt you're writing, and never take that information in an absolute format. There can be a lot of hallucination and biasness coming in that. As I said, like that was a very simple example of a prompt. And I can show you actually, very interesting, I can show you that from that prompt, you can actually create a questionnaire. Can you create a MCQ on the above lesson plan with 10 MCQ lesson plan with 8 questions difficult and 2 questions very difficult. Also provide measurement matrix of some activities related to the above lesson plan. Fraction of a second. There are two very difficult, and it's providing also a measurement matrix at that. Isn't it amazing? And this is just one tool. This is just one tool. So there are several other tools which we're going to show just. We have already like just 10 minutes left. So I'll just go through the tools. Skipping this part, but this part is important. How to learn anything faster using ChatGPT. Write the skill specific learning guide, learning through examples, customized study. So again, I'll repeat, it's a companion. The more you will use it, the more data you will feed into it, the better it will become, and you will also become better. So it's kind of a mutual relationship. Some AI tools, as in front of you, can take a screenshot, you can take a photograph, whatever you feel like, because we don't have the time to explain each and every tool, but I'll just going to give you some examples. So creation tools, presentation tools, text-to-speech tools. So imagine that this is just a tip of an iceberg. There are many other tools. Like for example, here the text-to-speech tools, we have written 11 labs. 11 labs have very recently been acquired by Disney. So they are excellent in making videos also. But what is not included here, like the present, like last week's release of a fantastic video making tool, which is called VEO3, by Google, part of Gemini. That is far superior than any other tool which is making videos. So this AI video tools, VEO is not mentioned here because when I'm listing it, when I was listing this, that time VEO was not there. This thing was coming out. Now VEO is much better than NVIDIA or even 11 Labs, which is like one of the best. Meeting assistants, they can actually take the whole transcript of this meeting and give me a whole transcript. Writing in the Copilot is given in the writing assistant, but this is an amazing software which Microsoft is coming up with Copilot, which will make your life, because we are when you are using technology, we are more used to technology, using technology in a as a part of the ecosystem, not as a part of an individual technology. So there is a chance that ChatGPT may fade out if they are not getting a part of our system, because Gemini or even Grok or some other uh, authoring or other chatbots will get the, or even Copilot with Microsoft will get a huge benefit because they are already an ecosystem which we are using. We are using a lot of Google products. We are using a lot of Microsoft products. So these are, according to me, are the most exciting and vital uh, apps other than all the cloud of apps that we have showed just now. I've showed just now. For differentiated learning, Khan Academy, I don't know whether you used it or not. It's an amazing tool. Khan Academy with the recent Khan Amigo, which is released in India also last year. It's again another amazing tool. I'll try to, I don't know whether I've got time to display that, but I'll try to do that. So these are the most important tools, I would say, that if you don't have to go and learn everything, at least these are the tools you can try. Definitely try Magic School. That's another fantastic. And for gradation, I think I've already showed before. Grade Scope, that's the tool that I was talking about. Grade Scope can actually take a handwritten answer script and start grading, right? So I know it's not possible in 1 hour to show you all the tools, but these are the tools which are extremely, maybe in some other sessions, we can only talk about tools, like if Eschad or anyone is like trying to do that. But have you seen Napkin AI, which is in the last utility and design? So all the designs that I was showing you, like these kind of designs, the designs that I've showed you, for example, I'll show you this one. This has been done by Napkin AI. So I have given them the points, and they have given me a graphical representation of my points. So that's a fantastic AI tool which all educators must use. The Napkin AI, which is the fourth point of utility and design. Right. So the left-hand side, these are the platforms for discovering of AI tools. So these, if you go to these platforms, these are all, some are websites, some are YouTube channels, but you will get lots and lots of AI tools, and you can try it out. The right-hand side tools are actually dedicated for the teachers in 2025. But if you don't want to work so hard, don't want to work too hard, just go there. Go this particular website, Future Tools. This Future Tools, you can search in Google. In the Future Tools, what it does, you just tick which one you want to. Like you want to motion capture tool, or you want a music tool. It will give you a tool, a link of the tool. You can use it. So it's a tremendous website which will actually give you all the free, all the collaboration, open source, and all kinds of paid. So generative AI technology trends, AI driven, these are the trends which are coming up in future. You can say immediate future, I would say. So as I said, like the mobile phones and everything is going to change. That will happen when the software as a service, we call it, will be replaced by AI as a service. The second point in the clockwise. There will be environmentally conscious AI. So this is what trained means, like even the scientist and everyone is trying to do that. There will be a tremendous application of AI in in biology, in medicine. That is going to be the next 10 to 15 years of future. New kinds of drugs will come up. New kinds of genetic solutions will come up, and it's going to be a tremendous impact because of AI. As I said, the world will be agentic, as you can see, starting from a natural language input, like text, like I just now showed the prompt. It will go till workflow execution and output. Like if you want a certain task to get executed, just by giving certain text input, the task will be executed. For example, you can say, write an email to all the English teachers of my school to report tomorrow sharp at 3 p.m. in my office. That mail, they will create a mail and will send to all English teachers of my school. It will be like that. It is coming very soon. Within another 1 or 2 years, we're going to have this kind of agentic power. These are the future educators. We have already discussed, but this is a little detail. The journey is more important than the destination. Educators, is my request to you. Do not concentrate on the destination. The destination will keep on changing. The goalpost will keep on moving. What is important are the things that you can do with the AI, what you can learn from AI, and what are the guardrails that you're going to provide when you put in the AI. But to do that also, in your domain, in education, you need to be very good educators. Otherwise, no matter how much you try, you'll end up messing it up. And that's what is happening in all kinds of technological. So please be careful. This is not just another technology. This is going to change the fate of the human mankind. The whole evolution is going to get impacted. So yes, Akriti ma'am, you can open the house for Q&A.
Uh, yes, sir. So the participants who are joining us, if you have any question or query, you can drop it out in our chat box.
Couple of them have raised the question, so raise the hand. So please, can you type the question there?
Yes, sir.
If you have a question, you can write in the chat.
Silba ma'am, we can see your hand raised. You can drop your question in the chat box.
Video tool for Gemini is called VEO3. I don't know how much it is already available in India. I've not tested it, but it has been launched last week. They call it VEO3. Any other question? So I really had a lot of tools lined up to show, but like 1 hour is literally a short time to show that. Uh, as you can see that there are like hundreds and hundreds of tools which are already activated. If I put this down, then at least like 4 or 5 tools for each category.
So there is a one question.
Yes.
Tell me more about Copilot and how does it work?
Okay. So again, like Copilot has got different activation modes. So if with the full activation mode, you can actually create a presentation or any kind of Excel data analysis, or even create any Word document using the prompts that just now we have demonstrated. So just by writing a good prompt, uh, we can create some fantastic Microsoft products. So yes, and that's getting stronger day by day. It's becoming multi-modal also. Like we can actually scan a part of the text and tell them to convert into Excel or something. They will do it very easy. Yeah.
So
So the
there is
next
one
is
more question.
AI tool for lesson plans. See, I can show you hundreds of tools, but first get used to typing good prompts and get an output in ChatGPT. That's a free version. You don't have to pay for it. You can use the ChatGPT free version. In my school, I'm making sure that all of us are using in presence school. We're using ChatGPT very often. First, get used to it. Then there are some fantastic tools like Magic School. Magic School is very good in creating good quality lesson plans, and it's dedicated for all educators. So you can get registered to Magic School if you want to. It has got some price. I've not checked what is the price, but it is not free. Any other question?
Yes, sir.
This is
One more
Shusha.
question.
Yes.
Due to more data entry work, paperwork, many teachers are not able to do proper planning and preparation. Would you please guide us in this regard? Is it possible to have a training session on data entry using AI?
Okay. So like very soon, like already the AI tools are so sophisticated. Very soon, you just have to scan the physical data wherever it is available, and that will get converted into a spreadsheet. And that spreadsheet again will be connected to an AI tool, which will be doing all the analysis and insights. But again, what is important, try to understand, is just, you have to be sure what you want. Like if you know what you want, then only you will be able to write the proper prompt and ask for the proper outcome. If you have no idea what you want, then your prompt will go in different directions, and you will be ending up getting not the result that you're asking. So the technology will be very, very much available very soon. It's already there, many technologies. But what is more important, and keeping on harping on that point, is to understand your role as an educator. The moment you understand your role as an educator and you become a good teacher, then the rest of the things will be easy. The technology will make it easy. And if you do not understand that, then one day technology will replace you. That's a problem. Any other question, Akriti?
Yes, sir. One more last question. How can help senior secondary teachers in using AI?
Oh, they should be using AI more. Like first of all, I've showed one tool called one second. Uh, I showed already showed one tool called Khan Academy, right? Please start using it if you're not using it. It's also an amazing tool. Actually, I can show you just now if you've got 1 minute. Got frozen. Yeah, I can show the tool just now. Yeah, this is the tool. I've already logged in. So it's an amazing tool with Khan Amigo. That's a chatbot here. You want to like these are all. Can you see here? Can you see the screen? The whether you want to create an exit ticket or you want to create a lesson plan, you want to create a rubrics, you want to create a question generator, the Khan Amigo is there. Just click on question generator and you start creating a question generator. You have to select a level, you have to select the topic, you can give some prompt input here and it will create for you. And if you go to the classes, like I have already created some classes in my previous school. If you go to the classes, you can see there is like one Khan Amigo tools here, right hand side. If I click refresh my knowledge, this chatbot is activated. Now I can ask, like according to my that particular grade, I can ask questions to her. Okay. Yeah. So feeling a little dusty because I'm using it for a long time. Can you just fresh. What lost? Fine. So, and the best part of Scan Amigo is it's just not just like other, like look at what it's doing. It is not giving me the answer. It is asking the question back to me. That's like a teacher. This ChatGPT will not do. So this particular agent, we call it agent, the Khan Amigo is behaving like a teacher. It will behave like a teacher, like anything related to trigonometry. Let's see what it does. Grade 8, grade 9. Look at this, what it's doing. So it is Socratic. It is doing a guided discovery online. The pedagogy that you have mastered, you have learned, it is doing a guided discovery with me. Isn't it amazing? So there, as I said, like there are many tools, but like it is important for us to first know what exactly we want, and then we can use this tool. We can see that we have already seen that how many different tools we had, and these are only selected ones. Like there is a high possibility that I may not be knowing, right? Yeah. So yes. Any other question to Akriti?
Sir, there's no more questions.
No question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what a powerful session that was. As we can see, we have received a good participation from the participants. So, a big thank you to Mr. Abhishek Bagchi for once again leading us to the evolving landscape of generative AI in education.
Can we, sorry to interrupt, can we ask the participants, like whoever is present now, like out of 10, how much learning has happened out of scale of 10? Like in the chat box, if you can write down out of scale of 10, that how much learning you experienced today, if you can mention. You can continue, ma'am. Sorry. That's to take a quick check. Yeah, please continue.
Okay. So, we hope today's insights spark new ideas, challenge old norms, and open doors to smarter, more inclusive teaching practices. Because in a world where classrooms are changing by the day, one thing is clear: बदलती शिक्षा बदलते शिक्षक is it isn't just a theme, it's a mindset. As teaching transforms, so must teachers. So keep exploring, keep adapting, keep leading. And a quick note to all our participants: to receive your e-certificate, please fill out the feedback form that will be sent to your registered email ID after the session, and we will share your e-certificate by the next week. Be sure to check your inbox. As we wrap up today, don't forget that our session continues tomorrow, the another exciting session at 3:15 p.m. IST with will I AI take over teaching, explore the evolving role of educators in an AI powered world, and how to lead the change, not fear it. So thank you all for your active participation today. Have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to see you tomorrow for day 3 of AI in Education series with another exciting session. And remember, a quiz is scheduled for May 31st, giving you a chance to win Amazon vouchers worth up to rupees 25,000. So stay with us as we continue this journey toward future ready education. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you each and every participant. Keep learning. Don't stop, and stay as a learner. Stay as a lifelong learner. That is going to help us strive forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir.